Hello, 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 hello. Yes, welcome. Wonderful. Glad to be here. We are going to discuss the 5 steps. Yes, the 5 steps that you must do to increase your retail sales. Yes, I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to make it so super simple, super easy for you to understand so that you can start making more money with your retail products. Just want to make sure that my connection is right, make sure I'm checking a couple buttons. Sometimes you can't really check everything until you officially go live. Like, that's how you know whether it's working or not. So, okay. Or start recording, I should say, not go live, but start recording. Okay. All right. So we are set and we are ready. Five things, not things. Okay. Because these aren't things, these are steps. And these are a path. And once you learn it, it's going to become second nature for you to automatically do this. And the reason why I changed it because it's not step 1 do this. It's not like shampooing hair where you say okay, in order to get a great silk press, step 1 shampoo, step 2 condition, step 3 detangle. It's not like that. It's not the same way as you say if you're baking a cake. Okay, step 1 pull the ingredients. Step 2 sift the flour. Step 3 mix the wet ingredient. It's not like that. So once you learn the process, right? The process on how to increase your retail sales, you'll be able to understand how you are going to make more money. Like, that's ultimately what it is. It is a process, right? It's a whole, this is how it should be done. When you start to do it, it becomes second nature on what you're doing. So if you've ever heard me teach in any of the trainings before, when I talk about on how to sell a product, I sell you right here. I don't even have nothing to sell you. But honestly, it's the process that you walk through when you're having the consultation, to shampooing in a chair, to actually sitting in a chair, and to actually cashing them out and rebooking. All of that is an entire process. And like I said, if you heard me say that before, like, how do I go through it and how do I do it? You be like, whoa, I think I'm gonna buy something and I don't even know what I'm gonna buy, because it's not really steps. It's a process that you do. And once you start doing it enough, it becomes second nature. Um, I mentioned before that every one of my guests, when they're in my chair, they all leave with a product. I find something that they need to leave with each and every time. And when they do leave with one, I find the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And by the time I circle back around to the first product that I've ever sold them, it has its rotation. By the time I circle back around to that first one, it's empty. And they're like, yeah, it is a little low. And that's how the sale continue. So it's a process on doing it, on being able to increase these sales. And I'm going to break down the 5 things you need to know. So not necessarily the 5 steps, but the 5 things that you need to know in order to increase your retail sales. So let's jump into it. Oh, before we jump into that, let me say a little bit about, like, who is this lady teaching? I always forget because I'm so excited to, like, listen, this is how you do this, and this is going to help you become a better salon, and this is going to help you to be able to increase the profit that you're looking for, and this is going to help you not close your doors and keep your doors open, and open a second and third, fourth location. So when I share the information with you, I'm like, well, let me hurry up and give the information. I forget to tell you who I am all the time. That's just me. I'm sorry. But I am Alicia Monique. I am your salon stylist coach. I'm your product development consultant, and I am your business builder expert. So I partner and I work with salon owners, beginning salon owners, and salon suite stylists who are looking to develop their own salon. And first and foremost, I help you reestablish your back end structure. We get your systems together. If you are a new salon and you're looking for assistance on how to start your salon, I assist with that also. We get you in those beginning stages, get you structured properly so that now I can give you the strategies Marketing strategies to build a clientele, to find a team, to increase your retail sales. And down the line, we eventually start developing your hair product line, only to end up having you be able to have a scalable, profitable salon business. At the end, when we work together, my wholehearted objective is to make sure that you are profitable and that you are scalable. That's my end goal. So I start you out from the beginning and get your structure, get your systems together. If you're new, we get you planning, we get you going. My whole team and I, we can help you build out your business. We can help you build out your space. We can help you set everything up in there as far as like if you need contracting work done, get your systems in order, because without your systems, I'm going to mention this before we jump into the training. Without your systems in order, marketing strategies don't matter. I'm going to say that again. Without having your systems in order, marketing strategies do not matter. I can give you a million strategies in the world, but if your system is not together, the strategies are not going to work. They're going to work in the beginning, but then they're going to start to fail. So you have to make sure that your foundation is set, and that's where I come in at. I find a lot of time, even when working with stylists, I can give you a whole bunch of strategies, and they like, oh yeah, that worked, that real good, but then nada nada nada, it didn't work out too hot. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it works for me. How come it's not working for you? Like, what? Run me the play. Give me the play by play. Tell me what happened. And what I found out is that by them giving me the play by play and telling me what happened, I'm like, oh, okay, so that's why that didn't work. And it don't work because your systems aren't right. So when you implement, you know, new marketing strategies, new methods, to build a clientele, you get your team in there and everybody's working, and then now next the team is quitting. I'm like, well, what happened? You filled your whole salon. I gave you a strategy to fill the salon. You filled the salon. Why are they leaving? It's the system. So that's where I'm like, okay, I can give you a million strategies, but if your system is not right, then it's gonna seem like every strategy I gave you didn't work. And I'm like, that's not acceptable, because I know they work. They work for me. They're gonna work for you, and they work for other salons who have, who sits on half great systems, and it work for them. It don't work 100%. It's working half. The ones who don't have systems is not working at all. I have a full system. I'm like, it's working. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, let me back up. And that's why I really hone in on getting your structure and getting that foundation together, because once we have that together, now as I give you the strategies and lay out that whole plan, that plan makes sense and you are rocking and rolling for years to come. And then we throw in another strategy, and that strategy gets implemented and you see results, and strategy after strategy, you can have continuous results. And that's where I am as your coach. I just can't just give you strategies and say, here, go do this. It worked for everybody else. It should work for you. That's like some old multi-level, company that's like, here, take this great product, go and try it. You're bound to lose weight, to gain memory, to have a healthy immune system, to grow your yard, to be able to whatever the promise is. And you like, okay, it worked for a little bit and now it worked. Well, it's the foundation. And that's pretty much where I fall in at. I got to get your foundation together in order to help you move forward. So that's who I am, and I do this through either VIP mentorship program. It's a 90-day mentorship program. I do this through my business strategy session, where we get on the phone for 90 minutes and we really strategizing and laying out your strategies and laying out your plan so that you can be able to implement and see results. I also do this through my membership club, my Salon Business Blueprint Club, where it's a membership platform that you can join, a monthly membership, and you have access to a lot of courses. You have access to a lot of classes, master classes. We have documents available for you to be able to run your salon business efficiently. And alongside that, we have our own community forum where you get to ask questions, sort of like a Facebook group. And I am your coach right there on the platform. So if anytime you get stuck, you got that 2 a.m. light bulb go off and you're not sure who to ask, well, pop it in our community chat forum, and I'll be sure to catch it whenever I'm up. Sometimes not necessarily at 2 a.m., but I'll catch that. And then you'll get your answer right away. So there's no, getting stuck and not being able to have that coaching assistance. So inside of our membership, you get that coaching access as well. So that's who I am. That's me. That's what I do. But today I'm going to share with you the 5 steps that you must do to increase your retail sales. Now, these are just not steps. These are um tasks and things, and a way of you to implement this into your service base that you are already doing. So this is not just about just doing it's not just about just doing this as step 1 and doing this as step 2. This is all about a strategy on how you're going to be able to increase your retail sales. So let me go ahead on and share my screen with you so that we can jump right on into training. So, of course, we're going to get down to strategy. We're going to get down to being able to give you the exact steps, the exact blueprint, I should say, not steps. Let's call it the blueprint. Give you the exact blueprint that is needed in order for you to be able to take your salon to the next level. So now, once we begin, we have our products. So we're going to start with having the products, right? And what it means by having the products. So you're trying to sell something. A product is anything that doesn't require your hands-on experience, your hands-on expertise, right? So your product can be lashes, your product can be hair extensions, your product can be this pen. It's an item. Your product is an item. I wanted to clear that up because a lot of times I know when we say we want to increase retail and we have different things and we're not sure whether this item classifies as retail. So a pen, pencils, stationery, journals, eyelash extensions, hair extensions, eyelash glue, hair removal glue, bonnets, caps, earrings, like all of that is your retail. It's an item. It's a merchandise. You paid something for that. Now you need to sell that to get your money back. It's not something that you have to go do in order to get paid for it. So everything that you sell goes into that category of retail, period. So I want to clarify that up before we get into this. So now we know what a retail item is. We got pens, we got, what is this? Oh, it's my lipstick. Lipstick, you got highlighters, you got whatever you got. You sell erasers, you sell earrings on the counter, you sell jewelry, you got a little paparazzi jewelry display. You have during back to school, you put together little back to school kits with notebooks and pens and rulers and things like that. Those are items. And all of those items, you actually pay for those items. And now you need to sell those items. So that's what your retail is. Now, since we've established what your retail is, right? Let's talk about the difference in a sale and a sale. So a sale, your retail sales, your numbers, your intentions, things that you want to buy. You know what? How about, let's do this. Since I am sharing, how about we go to good old, I want to get us really clear on, what things are so that moving forward, you have a wonderful understanding on what it is. So let's type this in right here so that we can see it, right? Okay, so here we go. So sale. Now that this is proof. I want to show this to you just because I know sometimes it's not clear on when and what to use words. So a sale, it's the act of selling. Like you're about to make this sale. Like she has a product in her hand and you are literally about to make this sale. It's the quantity sold. So how many pins did we sell today? Right? It's the opportunity to be able to sell to your your client in your chair, your guests, people who walk in, to be able to tell them about something and be able to sell it to them. It's also having a special disposable of goods or marking down things at a sales price. The clearance sale, reduced sale, an auction sale. So I wanted to just bring this up really fast so we can get this definition out of the way. So as we go forward, we use the word sale, we know exactly which one to identify with. So it's the act of selling to your clients. So a lot of times we say we don't want to sound salesy. It's salesy. We don't want to sound like we're trying to sell. You ever went in a store and you like they steady trying to help you in the store and you like, listen, I don't want any help. Leave me alone. Like, don't ask me if I need any help 55,000 times. They're trying to sell to you because they probably have to meet a certain quota for that day. So you ever be at like the jewelry counter or something and she's like, oh, well, we have a necklace over here. This one is much better quality, higher value. She start talking to you about the jewelry, the gold, the whatever metal it is. She start talking to you about different functions of it. It's stainless steel or it's 100% gold. You can shower with it, yada, yada, yada. That's the act of selling. So they're telling you about the object. So, or if you ever go through the restaurant and you order something and they say, well, that comes with a side of this. Would you like cheese on that? Would you like to add a dessert to that? Would you like to upgrade that instead of getting the small lunch portion, which I believe is very tiny for a kid? You can get the dinner version, which is still not big like a dinner version, but it's still a smaller lunch portion. So they're selling you on a bigger item, telling you why you need the bigger item. If you order a cheeseburger, they like, would you like cheese on that? You're like, yeah, I want cheese on that. Okay, it's going to be additional $1. You're like, okay, not a problem. Put the cheese on that. They're, okay, do you want onions, peppers, cucumbers, some kind of fancy sauce? They like, yeah, okay, put that on that. He's like, okay, would you like fries or would you like sweet potato fries? You're like, ooh, sweet potato fries sound good. It's like, okay, well, we can do sweet potato fries, but it'll be additional $1 for sweet potato fries. You like, okay, we'll add that on. They'll say, okay, well, would you like a soft drink with it? A soft drink comes with it, but however, we got the fancy drinks now. You can order any drink from the bar. Instead of getting the soft drink, it'll be like an additional $1 on the soft drink price. You like, it is lunchtime and it's happy hour somewhere. So yeah, let me get a drink from the bar instead of the drink, but can I get a water also? So that waiter is selling you. It's the act of us actually putting forth the effort and to getting you to buy things. And this is what you do to your clients. You tell them the importance of it, but we'll get into that later, of the product so that you can sell to them. Now, the other word we had was sell. Let's look that up. Okay, so here we go. Now, sell is actually, it's sold, it's done. The verb for that is sold. You close a deal, you have the money in your hand. Transferring of goods and services. You say, okay, you told me the benefits of this pen. You said why I need this pen. You said this pen is fabulous. You told me everything about it. You telling me everything about this pen, me telling you everything about why you want to put the cheese on the burger, you want the sweet potato pies, that's all that's selling it. When I walk away, sold. Done. The deal is over. When you give me this, you hand me this pen and I say, yeah, I want it, I give you my money, sold. The deal is done. So if you want to say the transfer of goods to render in exchange for money, we're done. The sale is over. So I would say, how much did you make in retail sales, SELL, for the end of the week? You say, okay, well, I made $500. Okay, that's fine. What did you sell? Sale, SALE, for $500. I sold, because the deal is already done, I sold a pen, a cheeseburger, some sweet potato fries, and some fancy drinks from the bar. Some hair extensions, some eyelashes, some shampoos, and some conditioners. Those are the items that are already gone. They're sold. They're gone. You sold them already. You did a sales pitch on them and you told them why it was beneficial and you closed the deal. You sold it to them already. It's a done deal because now you have the money in your pocket. So a sale is to transfer to or to render services for another in exchange for money, right? To deal in or to keep the offer for sale. So I sold you I told you why you need this pen, why this pen was beneficial for you. That's a sale, SALE. When I handed you this box of pens that was $500, we exchanged money. Now I sold $500 worth of pens. So that's the difference in understanding the two. So I just wanted to run that by so that we are clear on the difference of that. Okay, so let's get back to our training. We're done with that. So there you go. Just wanted to show that. So now we understand the difference in a sale, SALE, and a sell, SELL. Done deal. Done. Close. Selling is what you're doing behind the chair when you're talking about your client. So we said think about it. Now you have clarity on the two. So next, you're not clear. The reason why you're not selling is because you're not clear on what you're selling. Selling. It's not sold yet. You're still trying to sell it. You're still trying to get the money for it. So it's not selling, it's selling. You're not clear on how to get it sold. The difference. You try and you fail. You try over and over again to tell somebody why they need this product, why is it so beneficial for them, how it's gonna improve the hair, how it's gonna make the hair feel better, how it's gonna do all kinds of things to their hair that you know it's supposed to do, but yet the person has not walked away with the product yet. So you're trying to convince them. You're continuously trying to sell, SALE, and they like, nope, I don't need it. I'm going to go down the street to the beauty supply store. Already got something that's similar to that already. I'm going to use this first, and then I'll come back and get that from you. You know what? My cousin sells products just like that. So I'm going to get some from her. Or they'll say something like, I know that product line. You know, my sister, she do hairstylist. She do hair over here in this other state or something. I'll just get her to send it to me. So you're not clear on why you're selling this. You've tried and you tried and you tried and you tried and you tried, and they like, you know what? I don't need it. They find any type of excuse in the world on why you cannot close the sale. Like, you can't get the money. You just keep telling them about the sale over and over and over again. It's like the lady in the jewelry store. Remember the lady in the jewelry store that was just telling us all about the jewelry? Consistently telling us why gold is better than silver, why the silver is better than the what's it called, the sterling silver, not the sterling silver, you know, the silver plated or something like that, telling us why we need to buy the diamonds instead of the cubic zirconia. She's continuously trying to sell us this bracelet, and we like, listen, I just came in here for a little pair of earrings for a little baby, and I ain't trying to get her no diamonds. I just want to get her something little for her ears, and I'm not trying to buy her no diamonds. Let me get these zirconias. And she started trying to tell you why you got to buy the baby diamonds. You like, I'm not trying to get the baby diamonds. And she telling you the benefits of the diamonds and how clear the diamonds is and all this other stuff. You like, let me get this cubic zirconia, but put it in some 14 karat gold so her ears don't break out. Like, that's what I'm looking for. And she's like, nope, I don't recommend that. So she's steady trying to sell you, SALE, and you steady trying to say no. But in the end, she did state some important facts on why you should buy the diamond and the 14 karat gold. And in the end, you bought the diamond and the 14 karat gold instead of the cubic zirconia. And now she has sold you. She's clear on what she's selling and why she is selling this over that, and why she's not going to let you walk out the store with a cubic zirconia and 14 karat. You're walking out with a diamond and 14 karat. She sold you. Deal done. But this is something that you tried and you like, listen, I don't know what to do. It won't happen. So let's jump into it, right? Let's get down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to share with you the tips and strategies for increasing your retail sales. We have tried this 1,000 times. We failed. We can't succeed at it. We know what's going on. Well, we don't really know what's going on. We know what our clients' excuses is because they continuously keep giving us the excuse over and over again. And we like, okay, whatever. And we just gave up on a retail. It's probably collecting dust on the shelf. It's just been sitting there. If you lift the can up, you can see the ring on the shelf or how long the can been sitting there. And if you do wipe it off, you like, well, at least I keep the can clean. But the product is old. The company probably didn't repackage the product, or you just got fed up and started using it for your own bag bar use. You like, you know what? Let me just get one of these hairsprays off the shelf because they're not selling. So yeah, I'm gonna just start using it because I can't sell a can, and a can is collecting dust. And that's pretty much where you are. Well, today is your last day of using a product off the shelf. Today is your last day of just dusting off that can or letting that can collect dust. It's time for you to sell it and mark it sold. So let's just jump on into our training. Here we go. This is what I want you to ask yourself as we go through this training. Do I know enough about the product? Why do people need this product? How do I sell without selling? Right? How do I sell, meaning it's sold, without sounding like you're selling stuff? How do I get the money? You're trying to sell it, you're trying to sell it, but how do I get the money? So let's go step by step and let's break this down for clarity. First step is education. Here's the thing. If you don't know enough about the product, it's hard to sell the product. Now, here's what I mean about know enough about the product, because you're probably saying, I know about all my product. I know about my product. I know what my product do. You can't tell me I don't know about product. Listen. If you can't talk about the ingredients in the product and the benefit of the ingredients in the product and how it's going to react to the client's hair, if you can't talk about the company itself on why the company may have developed this type of product, if you can't give the client some more information than what they can find just by looking at the bottle, then you need more education. If I can look at the bottle, hold tight. Let me give you a prime example. So here's a can, right? I was drinking a can of apple juice earlier. I'm going to use this as an example of our product as we go on through this training because I want you to get it. I want you to get it, right? So here's this product. Now, if I look at the product, it's by Dole. It's 100% apple juice. It's from concentrate. And it has added vitamin A, C, and E. It talks about some other things. It has no sugar. It's gluten-free, all this other stuff. And if you flip to the back of the can, it got all these little tiny words, right? I'm not about to read these tiny words. This is where you need to educate yourself at, because whatever is on the front of the can, I can read that. So if you're telling me, listen, you need to buy this pineapple juice can right here because it is 100% juice and it's good for you. I'm like, okay. No, thank you. That's all you're going to tell me is that it's 100% juice and it's good for me? I could drink water. Water is good for me too. Why should I buy that can when I could just drink water? You're going to have to give me something else. So educating yourself about the product is not just knowing what's on the front of the can, but it's knowing what's on the back of the can. It's about knowing about the product. Can you tell me where the Dole manufacturer is a little bit, maybe? Think about it. If you have a product line that you like, where are they manufactured at? You could probably be like, you know what? It's a wonderful product line. It's actually manufactured in Canada. Canadian. It's manufactured in Canada. And it's like literally on the outskirts of the Canada where they can actually source natural ingredients for the product. It's really great. I can't read that on a can. And that's one little sentence that you learn about that product line that you could tell every single client. So I'm not saying that you got to go out and do the whole history of the product lines you're using if it's multiple product lines you're carrying, but you just need to know one little sentence about a little backstory that your client can't find on a can. She said this product was made in Canada on the outskirts, so they could dig up the natural ingredients and make this. Now, as a client, I'm gonna look around this can and see if that is anywhere on this can that you mentioned. She said it's on the outskirts of Canada. Now I don't see nothing about no country. I don't see no city. I don't see no state. You're like, oh, okay. Check number one for you. You know something about the product that ain't on the can. Right then and there, getting that education established you. Boom. She can't find that else nowhere. So now you put a little nugget in her ear because you educated yourself about this product. So when you go to sell it, you can spit this back out at her. Like I said, the product is manufactured in Canada on the outskirts so that they can source the natural ingredients to make the product. That's all I said. And you can say that to every single product. I'm almost selling you on this Dole pineapple juice, right? It's just a little education about your product. More than it's good for your hair, more than it's going to moisturize your hair. You need to know more than how it's going to hydrate your hair. You need to know a little bit more than what they can find out on the bottle itself. Just that one little sentence extra that's not written on a bottle sets you apart on why they need the product. So the education is key when it comes to trying to sell a product. Now, and having that story, it's called having a story. So you had that little story behind the product that you are selling. You also know about the ingredients. So if it's some type of glycerin in there, you know what glycerin does for the hair. If it's some type of shea butter, you know what shea butter does for the hair. If it's some type of wheat germ oil, some jojoba oil, some vitamin E's, you know what all of that stuff done to for the hair. So you can call it an ingredient. You need this hair oil because it has jojoba oil in it, because it mimics the natural secretion of your sweat glands and moisturize the hair. Now you pulled an ingredient, right? Remember, she could read the thing. She see the jojoba oil right there. But you spit back at her why jojoba oil is important. Mind you, it could be 10 other ingredients in that product that all you need to know about is that one ingredient. Where the product comes from, that one ingredient. Boom. Off to the next product. So you don't have to know about the entire label of the product. And it's not about moisture and hydration because everybody knows everything moisturize and hydrate. Give me something else that I don't know. Give me some added knowledge, some added other knowledge that I can't find on the bottle. This is the level of education that I'm talking about that you need for the product lines that you are selling. Now, once you have this education, you can be able to spit this back out to them in a story. You want to tell it in a story form. The same way I'm telling you about getting the education. I'm telling you in a story form, and I'm telling you why it's important. Because when you tell it to them in a story, it makes sense and it clicks better, as opposed to saying, yeah, you got to buy this. You need to buy this right here because you know what? It was made in Canada where it's a good source of it, and it got jojoba oil in it, and it's really good for your hair because it's like your sweat. Did you hear I just read and said that? I'd be like, I don't want that. You said it's good for my hair and it mimics sweat. First of all, you said it came from Canada and it got sweat in it. Because I didn't hear the story. I couldn't follow that. It didn't sound like a story. It wasn't interesting at all. You made it sound like it was a can of sweat. But when you tell it, when you spit back out your education as a story, it makes you seem like you know 100% on what you're talking about. You are a better expert in your field because of the way you said it. So that's far as getting your education. Now, when you're done with getting your education, you got to know your whys. Why do I need this again? Remember we said the jojoba oil mimics the sweat of your scalp. Now I'm making this stuff up, y'all. I may or may not be true, but however, if it's true, run with it. Do your research. This is why you have to do your research. But I want to share with you why these things are important. So, they need to know the why. The why is how they're going to get results. If I use this on my hair because it mimics my natural sweat glands, why is that important? Why do I need this? Because if it's going to do that, it's going to soften your hair. It's going to get rid of dry, brittle hair. It's going to get rid of the damage. It's going to make it smoother, easier for you to comb, easier for you to maintain. And if you have all of that, then you're going to see hair growth. So knowing your why to a person needing this product is super, super important. But don't remember, It's all about the story. Don't just spit out the why real fast. Girl, you need this because it's going to fix your dry hair. Nope. I can get cooking oil out the kitchen to fix my dry hair. What else you got? Give me what else you got. Break it down in a story form that really states everything that it's supposed to do. And then tell me that it's going to fix it or maintain health, or I'll be able to grow longer, stronger hair. And that's how you'll wrap it up. So you list all of the benefits and then give me the end results. What is the benefits of me using this? What am I supposed to get in the end after using this? This is your why. Break it down. Break it down and make it make sense. Don't tell me it's going to get rid of my dry hair. Tell me it's going to get rid of my dry hair. It's going to moisturize my hair better because it can penetrate because it's lighter, ultimately creating healthy strands so that you can grow longer, stronger hair. I'm like, girl, you done sold me on that product. Yeah. Yep. So I hope this makes sense for you on how the story behind this is going to help you sell a product better. So this is your why, right? Knowing the results. Now we kind of know your why. We got a little education. We know your why. We got to prime this product to sell it. Now, I know you're probably reading this like, what do you mean by prime the product to sell? Well, when the person is sitting in your chair, right, you do your consultation services, you talk about, what is it that you're going to do for their hair today, based off of what they book for. They book for a color and a relaxer, or just a shampoo and style, or a cut and color, or whatever they book for, right? Priming the product means before the guests sit in your chair, you automatically, well, not automatically, you need to know what product you're going to sell. Before all my clients sit in my chair, I know what product I'm going to sell them. And I look back in the history and see what I already sold them. Okay, so if I sold her last time the shampoo, then this time I have to sell her the conditioner. Before she even sit in my chair, I've thought of the reason why she need the conditioner, because I've done her hair in the past. And I do this even for my new guests. When my new guests come in to the salon, I try and I sell them actually a styling product first. Not necessarily a shampoo and a conditioner unless their hair is horrible, because most of them like their shampoo and a conditioner, even though I don't. I try and get them to use a styling product first, and then I'll switch them off of their shampoo and conditioner later. That's just my strategy, and that's what I've seen that have worked for me. Because switching them off of the shampoo, for them, they're like, oh, but I don't want to do this and I don't want to do this. Listen, you need this styling aid. Spray this leave-in conditioner after you use your shampoo and conditioner. Spray this on your hair to help detangle it, or comb it down, or something like that. So priming the product is knowing what product you're going to sell before they hit your chair. And before they hit my chair, I know exactly what I'm going to give them. And in my mind, I got it right. Now, did I pull it from the shelf? Not necessarily. But do I know what I want to give them? I sure do. So when they sit in the chair, what is the reasons why? I'm thinking in my head, what is the reasons why they need this conditioner? It's dry, it's brittle, it's hot outside. They may have been to the beach. They may have been inside of chlorine. Like, I'm thinking of all of the reasons that this product is going to work, right? All of that. So when they sit in my chair and I'm looking at them, my brain like, yup, they got every reason to buy this product. They got every problem. Their hair has all the problems that the product is going to benefit and fix. So when they sit in my chair, I'm touching their hair, I'm trying to feel and trying to see what's going on. My instant reaction is, oh, your hair a little bit dry. Because remember, conditioner fixes dryness, right? And I already sold them the shampoo. So your hair feel a little bit dry today. They're like, yeah, I noticed it was a little bit dry. I don't know why it's drying out. I used the shampoo that you gave me and I'm really not sure. I'm like, well, prime number one, maybe you need to get a good conditioner today. They're like, you think? Probably. I'm not sure. It does feel a little dry. What's been going on? Like, have we been blow drying it? Have you been doing what? Tell me about your hair. I primed it by saying, yeah, you do need a conditioner. I piggyback off of what she said. I didn't sell her the product yet. I just put it out there, slipped it on out there. However, we get to talking about our hair. Remember, it's a consultation. I need to know what we're gonna do today. What we doing today? She probably like, I'm just getting a shampoo in style. I just need a cut, whatever it is. Okay. All right. So we doing a cut. I see it's growing back a little bit. We can cut it around right now. I'm talking about the services and the product at the same time. But I keep pushing little pieces about the product out there. Push it out there a little bit. This is priming the product. So let's say you do have to cut and you notice the ends is dry, but you're not about to cut off that much hair because the conditioner can fix some of it, but you got to get rid of little ends. So, okay, let's do the haircut. Either you're going to do it wet or you're going to do it dry. However you do it, but there's still a part of priming the product is still a part of you doing your consultation and providing your service. But in the beginning, it's like you're putting that little birdie in the ear. You got to put that little birdie out there on why they need this. So now I'm talking about the actual conditioner, right? Talking about the conditioner, the benefits of it, cutting her hair, and telling her what type of conditioner I'm going to use today on her to sort of start the repair process, right? Your conditioner used today is going to start the repair process. But however, in order to really get it going, she's going to need a deep conditioner or a steam treatment or something like that. That's my add-on service because that's not what she was booked for and it was dry. So I need to add on that service. But once again, I'm still priming her to sell this product, right? And I may use the exact product for her deep conditioning that I want her to take home. So it's a win-win. So now she gets to see how it works on her hair while I'm using it, but at the same time, she has to take it home and use it also. So this is priming the product and getting them knowing about the product that you're about to sell to them in the end. Now, once you have primed this product and talked about it a little bit, your next step is that touch and feel. That touch and feel. It's always about that touch and feel, right? You finish conditioning hair. It's like, feel your hair, girl. Feel your hair. Feel how soft it is. Wet and all. I have a towel ready for them to dry off their fingers. Feel your hair. Feel your hair. There's a towel around their neck. I'll put a towel on the outside. So as they feel their hair, they could be able to wipe the fingers off, right? I want you to touch it. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel the improvement of it. Feel how your ends feel. And she'll say something like, oh, yeah, it does feel really soft. I'm like, that's the conditioner that we use. You might need to take that product home with you today so that we can continue repairing your hair. Prime number 2 or 3. I don't know which one we on, but I'm still priming the product and stating the benefits of this product, right? When we get to the chair, I might give a little history, my education, a little story about this conditioner. It'll go something like, the conditioner that we use in your hair, it's actually made in Canada in an area where they can actually source the natural ingredients from the mountain to put that together. Like, that's probably why your hair is so soft, because it has all natural ingredients in it, like, she's like, what, really? I'm like, yeah, let me grab it for you so you can read the bottle. Here you go. Yep. And then smell it too. Smell how I smell. Like, that smell real good, doesn't it? She's like, oh yeah, we like stuff that smell. She's like, oh yeah, it does smell good, and it feel real soft. Now she feeling her hair again. The bottle's in her hand where she can read it, she can smell it, and she feeling it again. At the touch and feel, and you still priming that product, right? Priming that product on why she need to take it home. Now, you continue on with the service and you lay her hair down and you wrap her hair down and she got the feel of it. You may have to put some rat foam in it to smooth it down, whatever you got to do, right? Your styling products is aiding with that conditioner, giving her those better results. So you continue on with that. Mind you, as you're wrapping and laying and doing whatever you're doing, she still has that product in her hand. I haven't taken it away from her yet. And in all honesty, she may not be seated close enough to put it down. And what I do is, if I don't want them to put it down, when I hand it to them, I start on the hair. So if I'm on their hair, they can't reach and get to the counter. They got to hold on to it for another little moment and let that bottle really sink into their hands. Now, when I let up a little bit, she may reach forward and sit that bottle down now. But she spent some time holding on to that conditioner. Priming the product. This is priming the product, and now you have the touch and feel, because now they feel what the product is like. So you continue on with the service and still talking about this conditioner. They come from under the dryer, or you blow dry it, or whatever you do. You say, feel how soft your hair feel like. That conditioner sure work wonders for your hair. And you know why it work wonders for your hair? So I read, on the back of the bottle, right? One of the ingredients that the product do have is jojoba oil. She go, okay, I heard about that. Right. Jojoba oil actually mimics the natural sweat of the person, and that's actually why your skin is soft. So if that's in the product, imagine what your hair will feel like. That's exactly why your hair is so soft. So I believe that if you take this home with you and use it whenever you shampoo your hair, maybe like once a week, use this conditioner to keep repairing your hair. Because remember, I couldn't cut off that much that was dry, right? That was way too much to cut off. But if you use this conditioner when you take it home, it's going to keep repairing it so that the next time I see you, you don't have to get a cut again. Like, we're not trying to cut your hair all the time. We're trying to grow the hair. Was she trying to keep it short? If she's trying to keep it short, we want to say we want to keep it soft and healthy on your head. Even though we cut it every time you come in, it still has to look healthy on your head. One of them excuses is going to fall into her, right? So you're closing the deal now when it comes to selling the product. She got the touch and the feeling in, and now we got to wrap this up and we got to start closing the deal. We sealing it in. We gave our education, we gave our knowledge, we gave the importance of them having a product. We did that touchy feely. She see what it felt like. She smelled the product. She read the front of it a little bit, whatever the case may be. Now, when they sit the bottle down, here's another tip. This is what I do. When my clients sit the bottle back in front of them, I let it sit there for a little bit. But before I close the deal, I actually move the product. And here's why I moved the product. Because when it sits there now, it then sat there too long, clients sometimes feel like they need to take a picture of it. And if they take a picture of it, they could buy it anywhere. Well, I don't want you to take a picture of it. I want you to buy it today. You can't take a photo of it and find it on Amazon or get it from down the street or anything like that. I haven't even told you how much it costs. And even if the cost is tagged on the back of your product, I don't want you taking a photo of it to be able to go find it somewhere else. So I remove it from my station. Before I wrap up the hair process, I'll go get that and I'll go put it back. Literally. Give me 1 second. I'll literally go and pick up that can or whatever the case may be, and I'll go and put it over there, or I'll put it over there, or I'll put it back somewhere, or I'll put it at the register. I'll put it somewhere so that it's not sitting there for them to take a photo of. That's just a little tip I had to put out there, because clients are good at taking pictures and then they want to go buy it somewhere else. Nope. Can't take a picture. So now, as you've seen the added benefits, you're styling it out today. You'll say something like, when you finish your style, you keep talking about the conditioner because it's the product that you're selling. It doesn't matter if you just spray hairspray. It doesn't matter if you're using a pomade, edge control, glaze, or anything of that. We're not talking about any of those products because that's not the product that you are selling today. Nope. We're talking about the one product that you're selling today when it comes to maintaining their hair. They say, well, how do I keep this? And I'm saying, well, you can either spray some hairspray on it, tie it down, or do some braids to keep some beach waves. You'll give them the little hair care home maintenance thing, but you will say the style is going to last you, if you just tie it up at night. But I definitely recommend, you got to take this conditioner home. Otherwise, we're going to be back at scratch again. This is wrapping up the deal, right? Closing the deal. And by the way, I've already set one on a counter for you when you get ready to leave so that you can take it with you. Now, after this, basically all you have to do is probably brush your hair, if it's an extension, keep the tangles out your hair, maybe put some braids in it so you can keep the beach waves, get you a bonnet or a hairnet or something if you want to keep the curls. You're talking quickly about that maintenance, right? That maintenance. But remember, you're still enforcing whatever product you're selling. Now, here's the thing though. So if you're selling a styling product, which means you're not going to use that to the end. So I know you're probably saying, but I'm not selling a conditioner. I won't be able to, I need to get rid of this can of hairspray. I got you. So when you're using this hairspray, right, before you even start using a hairspray and you start the styling, right? You start the styling and remind them that in order to maintain this style, you're going to have to maintain it with some type of hairspray. It's not a hard whole hairspray. The time to prime your styling products is during your blow dry and when you begin to style. So you're not going to prime to sell a hairspray at the shampoo bowl unless they have short hair. And they are talking about, well, the last time you did my hair, it didn't stay very well. It just kind of like flopped a little bit. You'll say, okay, well, I'm going to use a different hairspray on you today. And I recommend you take that home with you. But then you go on with your shampoo and conditioner. You primed that hairspray though. Yes, you did. So as you go ahead on and wrap them and lay them under the dryer, you pull that hairspray. You be like, this is the hairspray. This is the hairspray I was telling you about. I'm gonna sit this right here, so that we could use that later. It could be your can from off your station that you pulled amongst all the other products and set it closer to the front so that they can see it. You put them under the dry, you let them stay on the dry, you let them process. Now, when you go to curl it out, let's say you may curl it or style it and you do use a light hairspray or whatever spray you do, you're going to use this can. So simply you'll say, well, when I curl it, I'm going to use this hairspray to ensure that, your curls and your waves stay. Pick up that same can, get a little zhuzh zhuzh. You be like, I just love how they smell. Like it smell like cherries or strawberries or whatever the case may be. Sit the can back in front of them, right? Facing them so that they can read it. Now, it's all can of hairspray. They don't have to hold it, but they can see it. And that's actually how you're styling the hair so that they can see that can that you're using. And they're seeing the curls and they're seeing the results, right? So let them get a glimpse on how the end results are going to come out and how it's actually holding when you do it. So that you can get that head nod. And now you can turn them away from the chair and you can finish the style. Now, when you spray it again, to go ahead on and use it, you'll be like, this hairspray smells so good. Like, look at that can. Like, here you go. Let me let you hold it. Because it does have added benefits in it. Like the hairspray, this is the only hairspray I use that have vitamins A, C, and E in it, which is good for maintaining those healthy hair strands. Like, you want your hairspray to have some type of added benefits to it. And this is truly why I like this hairspray. Because most hairsprays contain a bunch of alcohol and they dry your hair out like a whole lot. But this one right here don't. Mind you, the can is in her hand as you're saying this. This one actually don't dry your hair out. And because it contains the vitamin A, C, and E, it actually helps to grow your hair. That's the added benefit of that. And along with that, this is actually made by another company whose products that I do use. I used that shampoo and conditioner earlier, and the products are actually made in Canada, out in the forest. That way they can source natural ingredients. That's probably why I got the vitamins A, C, and E, or D. What vitamins I said? Vitamin A, C, and E in it. That's the one line of the company that it was out in Canada. I'm gonna use that because you're gonna create your own line. So now she see the benefits of using this hairspray and how it works. So you finish the hairstyle, and you give her that last spray, and you sit the can back in the station in front of her, right? And on top of that, now she's want to know how to maintain her hair. You talk about maintaining the health of her hair. Remember, we remove this can now so she can't take a photo of it. And when we're done, we'll tell her, the hairspray is going to be at the front desk when we close out. I'm going to put that on your ticket today so that in 2 days, you just give your hair a light spray to make sure that your curls hold. But if you wake up in the morning, you feel like it's falling a little bit, don't hesitate to go ahead on it and give it a little spray, fix it up a little bit to be able to maintain your hair throughout the whole week. Closing the deal, remember. So another thing to add is when you close the deal, right? Close the deal, also add on, it's about getting it to the ticket. Getting it to the ticket. When you cash out the guest, you tell her how much the services is. You include that retail product as well, and you reschedule that appointment. Now you have sold that dusty can of hairspray that have been sitting there for forever. It's no more wiping it off, no more collecting dust, and no more moving it around. It's done. So I hope that I have shared with you the 5 strategies, 5 things, 5 steps, 5 ways that you must implement in order to increase your retail sales. So what is your next step out here? Your next step is to get a little education, right? You got to get a little education now. You got to dig a little bit deeper on the product that you're using. You got to dig a little bit deeper on the products that you're offering. You got to get a little back history. And like I mentioned earlier, you just need a one-liner. Remember, our products was made out there in a vast area, empty space area of Canada so that it can source natural ingredients. Do I know that to be true, that they do that for every single product? No. But I know that they do that for that one product. That company does it for that one product. And I'm going to use that line on every item. And I'm going to run with that because that's a great piece of information. And that positions you as an expert at using this product in order to be able to sell it. This can go for the hair extensions that you sell, for the lashes that you sell, for the pins you plan on selling. You got to get some education on how to sell, what the product is about, so that you're better equipped on selling the product. Along with that, you got to know why people need the product. Why do people need it? What is the results that they're going to get from using this product? If I use this pen to my piece of paper, what are the results I'm going to get? Tell me why I need this pen. Is it going to write smooth? Is the pen going to write for me? You got to tell me the why. Along with that, you're going to prime your product. So you're priming your product to sell it. You're talking about it. You're giving that history. You're spitting out that education that you got on your product. Your next step after that is that touch and feel. You know, we got to touch and feel stuff. Let me feel it. Let me touch it. Let me smell it. Let me see it. Let me hold it. So in the end, you can close the deal. You can sell the product. Like that's a wrap. Product is wonderful. Coming in here, sharing with you the 5 steps that you must have to increase your retail sales. Yes, just these 5 little steps. That's it. 5 little strategies, 5 little things, 5 little tips, 5 little key points that you need to implement in order to grow a better beauty business with retail sales. So until next time, it has been wonderful teaching you, sharing with you. I hope to see you on one of my calls. I am Alicia Monique, your salon stylist coach and product development consultant, and I'll talk to you soon.